Because Leiden Central is a multi-purpose building, we also use it as an after-school safe space for the children of the community. It opens in the morning and from about 12:30 in the afternoon, all the school children start coming in. We thought we would have 150 school children coming in. Instead, we have between 260 to 300 children coming there a day. Unfortunately, we needed to limit the amount of children coming to the program. What we offer in this program, obviously, number one, from the name, is a safe space to which they can come after school. They also come and do their homework there, because quite often when they go home, there is no peace and quiet. There is not even a space to just sit and do your homework. So they come, they can do their homework, they have a safe space, they sit there quietly. They also get assistance from youth that have completed their matric but are unemployed. So the young youth come there and they come and they exposed to helping our children in the community. The program is 50% Isixhoza speaking, 50% Afrikaans, mixture of English. The main language used there is English so that everybody can be understood. We are fortunate in the fact that some of the youth that's volunteering there speak Isixhoza fluently, where the result is the children always have somebody that understands them. We also have, so it's homework, and at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we serve them a meal. It would be a delicious snack, it would be sandwich, healthy snacks, or sometimes a food that children love mostly is pasta. So they would get a meal of pasta, and that would be, in some cases, their final meal for the day. The following day, the following time they will eat again is the next day when they go back to school and get to the feeding scheme at the school. So in most cases, the final meal is at Leiden Central.
We've got the kitchen staff, we've got the main chef, that is Sister Adams. And we've got Priest Wayne Adams, he's responsible for collecting the bread every day. And then we've got 2 assistants in the kitchen, they are helping preparing the meals for the day for our kids. So the first kids to arrive here in this center is the grade R's and the grade 1s. They come as from 1 o'clock. When they arrive here in the center, we've got some volunteers that occupy them with our indoor games that's available here in the church. And that lasts for plus minus 30 minutes. After that, they go to the bathroom to do some hygienic by washing their hands, and then they move along to our kitchen where they will receive a meal for the day. When they had their meal, they come back into the hall, and here our volunteers help and assist them with their homework. So when they come here every day, they come along with their homework. And then we also got our little reading corner. Yesterday, as we picked up, all the children don't have homework. So when the children come here and they don't have homework, we take them to this little reading corner. As we did see yesterday, our kids are struggling, especially the grade 5s, grade 6. We noticed that they are the little ones that struggle with reading. So we created a small little reading area where there is volunteers to help them with their reading. As you can see, the children is all excited, so the numbers is increasing every day. Like I said, we had 70 kids yesterday, and today is 140.
Ek is die ene wat in die kombuis kos maak. Ek en sis dit 'n jong, ons werk saam in die kombuis, ons maak die kos vir die kinders en ons sorg dat hulle elke middag hier na skoolure kom eet en ons is so dankbaar op die program wie gestig het dat die kinders kan na skoolure kom om te kom eet 'n stukkie brood en 'n koppie sop.
The other thing that we expose them to is music, and not just teach them how to sing or teach them how to read, but teach them how to understand music theory, how to pitch, and then ultimately being able to sing and play an instrument, obviously using the recorder. We have another program that we expose them to a lot of physical activity that helps them with hand-eye coordination. And it is called SNAG. It's actually to catch the children while they are young, and it's exposing them to golf. So the result is they set up targets that the children need to hit, and you cannot miss. So there's not going to be any failures or worry and concern about failures. The children then everything we do there is based on Christianity. Not Neopostolic Christian, not anything, it's based on Christianity. And even though it's based on Christianity, we still see that the food stuff that we serve comes from a halal background, because we have quite a few Muslim little ones that come there as well. The children we serve, the age group is grade R, which is about 6, 5, 6, 7. 7 years old they start grade 1, so 5 and 6 is in grade R, until matric. So for the matriculants, in most cases, they just need help with their studies. And we have a university student that is studying psychology and the development of the mind that assists our matriculants there to be able to study and prepare for exams. It is really, really something that is needed in the community. And if the church, Leiden Central, wasn't a multi-purpose center, I doubt that we would have been able to deliver such a service to that community, where you have parents that come to you to come and thank the facilitators there for the impact that they're having in those children's lives. The environment outside where this building is situated is of such a nature that children as young as 8-year-old is enrolled into gangsterism. They walk already with their mark and their allegiance to certain gangs. And what we have been teaching them since the inauguration of our program is that the church space or this ground in this building is neutral ground. And they seem to understand that it's a holy ground. So therefore, it doesn't matter to what gang you are aligned when you're not on this space. But when you're on this space, you're just another child coming to do their homework and striving towards a better future. The environment is also of such a nature that you cannot just walk around those streets. There isn't green parks to play. It's just dust and taxis and cars and dogs. And above all, there's gangsterism and drugs and alcohol and substance abuse. And quite a few of the little ones that attend the aftercare facility, quite a few of them, I would almost want to say 60% of those children come from homes where if they go out, their front door or even inside the home, people are abusing substances within the home. People are practicing violent behavior in front of those children in the home, and quite often those children are the object of that violence. They are the ones that get battered and abused, and therefore they come out and they batter and abuse around them. With us, they are taught that they are loved, that it's safe, that it's okay, and that you can dream. And to us to have those children sit there and dream, it's brilliant. We even have a little library called a toy library, where we have some toys, where we have books that has been donated by various people. And the kiddies that doesn't have a toy at home will be able to play with a little teddy bear in the facility itself. So yes, it's a place where little children can be safe, where they can do their homework, where they get something to eat, and also where they get inspired to look and dream about their future.
Die rede hoekom ek involved geraak het is dat die rekte wat ons nog aan die skool gewees het, toe stel hulle my aan as die coördinator van die building. Die kerk klaar is, toe ek die coördinator van die kerk. Die maintenance en die is my werk, en Ursula het my approach dat ek moet vir hulle bystaan waar die kinders betref, so sekuriteit, help met die kinders. En so het ek involved geraak eindelijk waar die kinders betref. Wat ek bedankbaar is dat die kerk homself uitgereik het na hierdie sygelinge, want het laat my dink aan wat Jesus gesê het aan sy disippels, verhinder sulkes nie, want aan sulkes behoort die koninkryk van God. En as ek na 'n natuurlike lig kyk, dan op watter ouderdom raak hierdie kinders betrokke met gangsterisme, met gunmens, guns wat in die rondte loop. En ek is bly dat die kerk op so 'n vlak kan ingegryp het, sodat ons kan betrokke help om hierdie kinders te kan help, om die fondasie te kan lê. So by die tyd wanneer hulle 'n ouderdom kom, dan kan hulle terugkyk, maar ek was die dinge geleë gewees. En ek is net bly dat saam met die kerk kan ons terugploeg in die gemeenskappe.
To have 200 to 300 children off the road every day, they would have been exposed to playing around in the sun, in the rain, exposed to gangsterism, exposed to the drugs, exposed to the violence. And for that couple of hours that they are with us, they are not exposed to that kind of thing. They can just be children and focus on just being a child. Let me just give you an example of the impact that this program is having within that community. There was a young little boy that he came because he was hungry, but he didn't go to school. So the lady we have a security at the gate, and our security is one of the grandmas in the community, and she said, but you don't go to school, so you don't have homework, what are you coming to do here? So he said, auntie, I'm hungry. Anyway, we let him in, just to find out that this young child, at the age of 10, have never ever been to school. Asking him, why haven't you been to school? No, I don't have a birth certificate. We could then connect with another non-profit within the area and have them visit the home of the family, have the child's birth certificate done, and have him registered at the school. Just one thing. And then he comes there and he doesn't go to grade 1, grade 2 or grade 3. No, he goes to grade R, where he is taught to spell, where he is taught to count, and where he is taught to read and write. Now, at this very moment, after our intervention, this child can actually read and write his own name, of which he is so proud. And then we had his mother come with 1 bottle of Fusion, which is a cool drink that you can make 5 liters out of. It's a concentrate. She brought that as a sign of her thankfulness that her child could be assisted. She said, I don't have a lot to give you, but this is just what I want to use to say thank you. I will bring a bottle like this every month when I get my money for the child. So every month she brings a bottle of the Fusion, so that she's just to show her thankfulness. And this child he even calls the priest Papa, because the priest is the coordinator of the project in Leiden. He calls him Papa. And that moves you. When you are working in the community, you feel that even though it was just 1 child, there are just so many other feel-good stories. The other one is of a child that he was deregistered from school because he just didn't want to go to school. The social workers then found out from his mother that he comes there every day. So she came around to come and find out what's happening. We could intervene to get that child to be able to be moved to another school, because where he was going, he had to walk through a certain gang's territory, which he didn't feel comfortable in because they tried to recruit him. So the result is we could have that child complete his grade 7, his primary school years, this year still. And he's done so well. The principal was so impressed and came to say to us, I didn't think this child would do good because he'd missed so much school. But do you know that this child actually passed and he's going to grade 8 in the new year? So those are the feel-good stories. And there are just so many of them. But the impact the project is now having in that particular community, it is brilliant. The area of Delft is situated on the Cape Flats. I almost want to say on sand dunes. You drive through there, and Cape Town, that is known for its wind, the Cape Doctor. You sometimes walk with, if you get out of your car and you open your mouth, it's sand. You have gritty feeling inside of your mouth. It is sandy. There is no green parks. There is no green spaces. There is no play parks. It's just houses. And besides the houses, the backyards are filled with little shacks, dwellings. Even opposite the building, the Leiden Central building, we have what we call the takeaways of the community, where a sheep's head and feet and chicken feet is cooked and sold in the community there. The community is extremely poor, and to be able to buy a sheep's head is something that will feed the entire family, because they can all sit around the table and partake of that. The community has so many unemployment. I'm not quite sure of the unemployment rate, but you can drive through there any time of the day and you will see people walking around, milling around, going about their daily business. We're just down the road from the police station and the community day hospital. We're sort of in the same space, just down the road. And you will see so many people there. You know, the area in front of the church belongs to the taxis, because that is where they pick up their clients. Everybody knows that you meet in front of Leiden Central and there's taxis there. And it takes them to the various workplaces, because the taxi community there is the only transport that is available. But the community itself, it's poor. When we have food, you will see adults, grown adults, come across the road and wait at the gate to see is there anything left. Our priority is to feed the children, but if we have anything left, we will even invite that adult in, because we know this person. We will invite this person in with his wife and his grandchild and say, come and sit down, have something to eat with us. So it is an extremely poor community. And this program is having a huge impact, to the point where when I go to any space, I will ask, how can you help us? We've just had one of our major franchises come on board, and we've got two nursery schools, educare centers, in one of those RDP homes, tiny little homes that the families converted into an educare center. On the right-hand side of the church, there's busy kids, and on the left-hand side of the church, down the road, we have Pool Bear Educare Center. Both these educare centers are run by New Apostolic members of the congregation, two sisters. They got a donation of the handcrafted blankets that was knitted, the squares that our sisters here knit, as well as the Sunday school choir. They made those squares, put the blankets together. They each one got 10 of those little blankets, which they were so thankful for. Pick and Pay franchise stores, the Welgelegen store and the Boston store in the northern side of the city, has offered to adopt that two educare centers and have those kiddies out on various trips, bring them special treats, is giving them a special little Christmas party, and also will be working in partnership with the program, the aftercare program, to give us, sponsor a day of the week where one or the other of the two stores will be supporting us with whatever we need, say macaroni or cheese or whatever for the breads, for the feeding of the kids in the community. The 12 Apostles Hotel has generously offered carpet that they had lifted out of one of these spaces because it was time to redecorate, not old broken pieces of carpet, beautiful, smart, most expensive carpets. They've donated generously to the little creche, Pooh Bear, as well as to Busy Kids. So each one of those little creches, very poor, they will be getting that as a donation, simply because of our intervention within the area. Our presence within Leiden Central has allowed for those two creches also to benefit of our being there. Because the Chief Apostle has brought this word, brought across this loving of our neighbors, love whoever, doesn't matter, the person doesn't need to be New Apostolic as such. This word, love thy neighbor, is the one that has touched the hearts, not only of those of us that are within the New Apostolic Fellowship, but those that are outside. Because we even have pastors of other denominations around there that brings their children in and actually came to register. Because for the 2017 year, they had to come and register their children to come to the aftercare. And what the result is, we had 3 pastors that we know have their own followings within the area that came to register their children. Therefore, love thy neighbor is the word that is not only being spread amongst the children attending, but amongst those congregations of those pastors. Where in their sermons, they actually mention, did you see what the New Apostolic Church is doing to love their neighbor? And it makes us proud to be children of God and to proud to say that we are able to offer that service to the community, the broader community, not just New Apostolic children, but to the children of the community.